You can see mental health or certain behaviors through the eyes of the DSM-5, or you can see them through the perspective that says that we all share traits on a spectrum, and these traits or these behaviors are titrated in each of us at different levels. Do I have narcissistic tendencies? Yes. Am I also incredibly empathic and genuinely care about people? Yes. Has my empathy transitioned or developed into a more cognitive empathy as the result of my profession, as a result of working on healing other people professionally, and the toll that can take if you do not put that guard up, if you do not learn to separate yourself emotionally from the burdens or the karmic matters of others? Yes. So when we sit here and we try to put everybody into a box, you guys, I think it's detrimental. I truly do. And I have heard brilliant minds before say that the teachings of Jung, including shadow concepts, have been demonized by a majority of the mental health community. And I don't understand this because it is right. When you talk about shadow, and I've mentioned this in previous videos, but when you're talking about the shadow versus the persona and the ego and the inner child, all of these make up the soul. And I touch on this in my book because this is my perspective. The soul is the memories. It's the experience. It's the energy that endures from lifetime to lifetime. These experiences are what are able to carry over and conjure up certain experiences we have to endure based on these energies of previous experiences. Because the soul is truly you. This includes your experiences. And there are people that would argue with me and say the ego is not a part of you. I disagree. Why? Because the ego is the part of the psyche that serves to protect. It serves to titrate the shadow. And how is it programmed to protect? From experiences, from previous experiences, which in and of itself proves that it is a part of you, and a part of your experiences, and a part of your memories, and a part of the things you endure, and the things you learn from and grow from. Does it need to be honed? Does it need to be mastered? Yes, but it should not be killed. I'm sitting here in the rain right now by the beach, just thinking about these things, because these are so important, you guys. And I've said it before. When we're talking about the shadow, we're simply talking about the parts of us that are not held in the light as often. It does not necessarily mean the good parts of you, the positive parts of you. It simply means the parts of you that you don't share with the world as often. So when we can understand that, we can stop trying to put parts of ourselves in boxes because it's not what's right, or it's not what is desired, right? There is a part of me, and I'm just going to be transparent. I have an incredibly big problem, and I'm aware of this, with codependency. I don't like people that are needy. I don't like people that are constantly like, I don't like that. I like my space. I like my independence. I like my own energy to reign supreme, right? In my story, in my energetic space. I don't want to be bombarded or burdened with the energies and the issues of others all the time. But there's also a part of me that is codependent, right? So it's understanding that we share these traits between all of us. And when we truly learn to understand these concepts, we can truly learn to understand ourselves. Know thyself is the oldest spiritual law in existence. And it's the most important, you guys. When we know who we are, when we can hone our tendencies, hone our behavioral patterns, recognize ourselves and others, that is the other part of it. It's know thyself, and in all things, recognize thyself, right? In so many words, that's paraphrased, right? It's not in English, but that's ultimately what the concept is. When you truly know who you are, you can recognize every part of you in others. That's where compassion comes from. All of these things blend together, but that doesn't necessarily mean that boundaries aren't also essential. and a vital part of the spiritual journey, because the more self-aware you become, the more you can recognize that lack of self-awareness in others. Have a great day.